Hey, it's Dr. K. Just wanted to close this on out for 2014. It's been a great year. Lots of stuff has happened for me. I think lots of stuff has also happened for Brady. We've had a really good time making these movies and talking to you about things in our lives. It was fun to have Brady in twice to co-host and then also host a Dr. K video. I won't be continuing the videos. It's been really nice to have such good feedback. We haven't had any critical or terrible comments, which I think has been really good because the internet is sometimes a rough place. I am thankful to the people in my life who make it a good place to be, to share different content that we're finding in different media. I think that in this frozen moment in time, I've settled into 2014. I'm feeling better about it. Again, as I said, there were so many transitions that it was kind of a rougher year that I'm not sad to see go just because there were so many changes. I miss Boston terribly. I miss being there. I miss living in the city. But I do love being closer to home. I do love that my family is nearer, that I get to reconnect with my siblings. There was recently a scientific study that said that you will live longer based on your relationships with your siblings. Those relationships are what matter, and I think that that's been really good for me to be able to come back and focus on making those relationships a priority again. I think that in terms of what I would want students to know, so I'm going to start teaching freshmen in the winter or in the January in 2015. And what I would want them to know is that chemistry is not a subject that you can get behind in. And I think that that's maybe why chemistry is so hard, is that people will kind of like put off studying. And it's not one of those subjects where you can put off studying. You actually have to be on top of the material every day. It's not a great class for people who procrastinate a lot. In terms of the content, it's actually pretty intriguing. There's a lot of personalities in there behind all the scientists who made all the discoveries. And there's a lot of interplay that I think maybe doesn't come across as much anymore because we tell it as this one coherent story, but it's very much been a back and forth story of how do we figure out the answers to these questions, and once we get the answers and they spawn these new questions. That's what makes chemistry so fun to me, is that it's this subject where questions are just grow off of other questions and other answers. And so even though you're trying to find something that is right, it's often very difficult to pin down why it's right or how it's right. And so you just keep on seeking after truth and seeking after how to explain a hypothesis or how to explain a question that you have. And that's kind of what makes it fun. The fundamental questions are really difficult to go after, and the applied questions seem easier. And I think that there's an interplay between those in chemistry these days, and so that's really nice. It's been really fun to get my lab up and running and start to train grad students and undergrads in terms of research and how to think about answering questions. It's been delightful to have a group meeting and to kind of gather everybody up and think about what they want their futures to look like and how research can be a part of that future. And I think that what matters most to me is to make things count. That's the best advice I could give people who are doing research at the undergraduate level or the graduate level, is to really make that experience count. I think so often we can kind of be thrown into these situations where we start to count down the years and count down the days to which we are done and we're on our way to being a grown-up. It's important that while you're in that experience to really make it count, because there aren't that many experiences where you get to really learn and really grow and really stretch yourself. Although you do want to be a balanced person, you do want to make sure you're putting enough attention into your growth in that area. If you're going to be a doctor, be the best doctor you can be. If you're going to be a surface science chemist who studies nickel heterogeneous catalyst, be the best one you can be. I think the last thing I will say, that I will always be an advocate for people going after their dreams. I know last month I talked a bit about believing in yourself. Lots of people will want to give you advice. Lots of people want to tell you what to do with your life. But only you can really figure out what you want to do and what fits really well, and then just make it happen. Put your heart and soul into it and figure out how it fits with you being happy. Work is work, so there will be a component of work to your job. But there should also be a component of passion and excitement and growth. Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, and I hope that it is a great year for you. 2015 should be really good for everybody. I am banking on it being a great year for me just because there will not be as many upsets as 2014, and this has been fun. So, bye!